Hello, and welcome to the first match for Grand Prix Lafayette. I'm Caillou, and I'm joined with Pip on the mic, and today we're going to be commentating the round one match between BluesEclipse, who is on green-white, or is it actually green-white splashing for Pitwilt, Featherfall Ascetic, which is essentially a quote-unquote combo deck which aims to use Featherfall Ascetic plus a bunch of auras to essentially draw a huge number of cards over on your opponent with value, the usual. On the other end of the table, we have Simon Williamson Tyrant, who is also playing a combo deck, but is playing a Reinvent. Essentially, the point of the deck is you play a lot of artifacts, play a lot of ramp with stuff like 11th Hour Breakthrough over here, and then just power out some early expensive artifact threats and cruise from there.
Yeah, so as far as this match goes, Blues, it looks like, had to mull down to 5 cards, right? Or, no, 6 cards. And did not have Featherfall Ascetic, which is, the signature card of this deck, in his opening hand, which is kind of brutal. Has, like, one cantripping aura, which is kind of nice, but it's not a great thing, and is currently casting the first Tether of Simplicity to turn off Simon's Draw Engine / mana source in the form of Hub of Innovation. But I don't feel like Simon super cares. Like, he can just slam another mana source next turn, and we're probably only a couple of turns away from him being able to cast 11th Hour Breakthrough.
I mean, yeah, at this point, it's just like, okay, so
To me, the big question here is, I think, based on the hands initially kept, Simon has a way better linear plan than Blues does. That could change really quickly if Blues top decks a Featherfall Ascetic, but
or even
yeah,
like one of the enchantresses, just to be able to start powering through his deck to try and find a Featherfall. But yeah, without Featherfall,
less so for that one, just because I don't know if he has the time to do that.
Yeah, fair. 11th Hour Breakthrough plus Spectral Sky Cruiser in hand. Like, how many turns does Simon need? Like, probably 2 more, I would say, at most.
I think Simon playing that Worded Tome feels wrong to me. The decision to do that instead of just develop his mana more for a really big 11th Hour Breakthrough just doesn't quite sit right with me.
Also, could have bounced the island to play a Northern Express line, right? So I'm not sure.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of the same thing. I guess that gets a tap land out of your hand, which is kind of, a functional tap land out of your hand, which is kind of nice. Yeah, Simon does not have that many reps on this deck. It's very much his style of deck, but he's talked to me about how uncertain he sometimes is about this format, where he just doesn't have a lot of the lines internalized yet. But it looks like Blues is going to start trying to suit up one of these Oxen, which I think that bodes incredibly well for Simon.
Yeah, just like there's 0/2s. There's 0/2s, please.
Yeah, that's well. And then he drew the meaningful card, which is Ethereal Honor. So that going on that Oxen suddenly makes it a 4-power attacker, and now we start actually getting into dangerous territory. Simon can just untap and slam 11th Hour Breakthrough, develop his mana more, draw some more cards.
11th Hour untapping Worded Tome is actually just something.
Yeah, it's really sweet.
Yeah, that's a dope interaction.
And 11th Hour can sacrifice the Hub of Innovation that's currently sitting there useless.
Yeah, fair.
1, 2, 3. Am I miscounting something? Shouldn't that be a 4/6?
For each enchantment you control.
Controls 3 enchantments.
Yeah. So, should we? Yeah.
Yeah.
Time to call the judge for that one.
Alright, so yeah, we missed the Tether of Simplicity that was on the field. Right as I was in the middle of commenting about how Simon can sacrifice the Hub of Innovation. So that was
fair.
Not the best move on my part. But hey, better safe than sorry. So from here, for Simon, I feel like I kind of want to do Union Rail Strikebreaker, bounce a land to play Northern Express line.
Yeah, then you have a chumper for the Oxen, because otherwise the Oxen presents potentially a 2-turn clock, depending, like, because Simon doesn't know what auras Blues might have left. And like, as long as you can chump the Oxen, Simon's got almost like, I would say, a perfect hand right here. You just like.
Yeah, I mean, Simon's currently a little slow on the startup. It looks like he's planning on slamming this 11th Hour, which...
Oh no.
Okay. no, is playing out the Northern Express line before summoning the 11th hour. I'm still not convinced on that, because with that he can only get up to... Oh, Brian Fleet A. Never mind, I missed that in my calculations. Okay, so this now feels like a good line, because this gets Simon up to 7 mana, so he can flame the Spectral Sky Cruiser.
Yep.
Which notably can't actually block the Ox, which is kind of awkward, but he also draws a card in the meantime.
Mm-hmm. The Spectral Sky Cruiser starts looking a lot worse once your opponent has a bunch of free Oxen to sack to it. I think that might have been better to just slam the Union Rail like you were saying.
Yeah,
Or like just play Union instead of playing Sky Cruiser here, just play Union Rail, then play a bunch of your mana rocks, make a bunch of chumpers.
Yeah, that's definitely tempting. I feel like you want to make use of this huge mana boost, and it looks like someone's going to do what you were suggesting, which is play Union Rail, and then I imagine run out... Can he run out all 3? Yeah, he can play all 3 of the mana rocks in his hand.
Lovely time.
Yeah.
And then these hubs are actually active, so it doesn't really matter because then he can just gas back up.
Yeah, Simon's going to be drawing a lot of cards very quickly.
Mm-hmm. So you probably just sacrifice hub plus 2 power cells and
assuming
then offer the races.
Simon doesn't... Okay, there we go. I was like, assuming Simon doesn't somehow miss these Union Rail Strike Breakers.
What Simon did miss is playing the Northern Express line for some reason.
So I don't know if it was a miss or just a conscious decision. Oh, that's a miss also. Simon chose to sacrifice all 3 of the power cells instead of sacrificing the Hub of Innovation.
Mm-hmm. Does that affect future turns significantly?
It means Simon is down 1 mana from what he could have.
Mm-hmm. I'm just trying to count up if that affects anything. Still wouldn't... Yeah, that actually does affect something in that Simon would have been able to hard cast Sky Cruiser next turn if he'd kept one of the power cells.
Yeah. I don't think Simon wants to cast the Sky Cruiser next turn, though.
Simon is like, can I sack differently, Pip? Judge? And yeah, no information has been gained. So Simon is like, hold up. This Hub of Innovation, useless.
He's sitting around staring at my face, mocking me. There's also an argument for Simon to sack the Awarded Tome.
Oh, I can see that. Actually, yeah, that's not a bad thought either.
Just
Simon is like
a slight series of okay. Well, look, this is why we have judges on staff here. But so the thing that I was discussing is, if you're in Simon's spot, you don't want Spectral Sky Cruiser nearly as much as you just want to be drawing cards off these Hub of Innovations every single turn.
Mm-hmm.
And every turn you have to tap them as mana rocks rather than as draw engines, you will notice that card loss. Especially because Simon has draws here that just immediately slam the game.
There's the top deck.
Okay, so that instantly makes problems.
Yeah, Blissful Lull, and then
So that's an entire hexproof board.
Plus this
Ox is ginormous, but nothing has trample. So the good news here is Simon can just keep chumping the big Ox and taking 4-ish a turn. He can do that for a couple of times.
And Blues doesn't have any... Like, Blues is out of cards. So, assuming that Blues, like, misses a few top decks, this is still winnable.
He's all in here. The main question is going to be, for me, does Simon... Yeah, Simon main decks a Servant of Armageddon. So what Simon really wants to draw here is Relic Heist or Reinvent. Both of them are pretty great. And even more, it's now even more important to be tapping those Hub of Innovations.
Relic Heist is, I think, uncastable because Simon doesn't have a second red source.
You're right. So, currently uncastable, but he is drawing 3 cards turn, so maybe finds some amount of card draw in that time. Yeah. Or some amount of red sources.
And at worst, still has even if Simon draws all blanks, has a Northern Express line to just act as another Union Rail trigger.
So that's a 11 power Ox. That is a very jacked Ox.
So how much damage is Blues actually putting down per turn? Oh, so this turn will swing and hit Simon for 5, and then we'll hit Simon for 7/7. So Simon.
Oh, so I miscounted Slawfield.
So basically, Simon has 2 turns to put something together here.
Yeah, I mean, is only taking 3 this turn. Because most other creatures have Summoning Sickness.
Sorry, I didn't realize the last Ox had Summoning Sickness. Okay.
Yeah.
Is that
I
C?
mean, Special Skycruiser definitely looks kind of unplayable here, though.
Yeah, like...
I mean, it can block the bird, it can eat a lot of the non-ethereal armored attackers. Yeah, drawing. Technically speaking, probably would have won to tap those
Well,
one at a time.
okay, those are...
But those are decent draws. Like, it could be worse, I guess.
What does Reinvent get you in this economy?
At the very least, a Servant of Armageddon. Probably better off, though, grabbing a Gilded Gearhulk and immediately blowing up that ethereal armor. I guess, you know what? You can do both.
You know
Don't
what?
you have the blue mana to do both? No, you're 1 mana short of doing both.
Okay, so in which case... does Simon have a sack outlet for the Servant of Army? No.
No, but it means that blues can't swing in. Because the biggest Ox actually has first strike.
Got you.
So
That turning out to be a detriment is actually hilarious.
I think your big choices are Gilded Gearhulk, blow up the ethereal armor, or grab the Servant of Armageddon.
I think the Servant sounds like a lot better of an idea here.
I agree. And the funny thing is, next turn,
no, he's grabbing a
Platinum
platinum.
Colossus.
I think
It looked like he considered it. I mean, he can crew the Brine Fleet Bay, but Blues has like infinite blockers.
Yeah, like I feel like this is just kind of like, you know, when you play a deck and you're like, this is the thing that I usually do. I feel like that's what this is.
Also, Simon missed a Union Rail trigger.
Or did Simon think that he could reinvent again? No? Okay, he's swinging for the hills.
This feels so weird. They don't have trample, right?
They don't. Only Plat Colossus does.
Yeah. Okay.
Did Simon forget the Legion of Oxen hanging out in the background?
I don't think so. I assume Simon as a player, let's give him a little bit more credit than that. I assume he just figures it doesn't matter. Is he gonna miss another Union Rail Strikebreaker trigger?
Please don't. Looks like missing 2 triggers. That's not good, dog. That's not good.
When each of those triggers puts an 11/11 onto the battlefield, you
Yeah,
really
and
don't
they're
want to
good
miss
blockers.
3 triggers in a single turn.
Mm-hmm.
You could double block the big Ox.
Oh yeah, now Tether is going to take out, I don't know, probably just, it doesn't actually matter. It just takes out a blocker.
Oh. Alright. Tether of Simplicity is going to go on Union Rail to stop it from making more tokens.
Oh, that actually makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
And then you just swing for the hills again?
Yeah, no, you definitely want to swing for the hills because you can force Simon to block with a 11/11, which is definitely where you want to be. You probably lose the Featherfall aesthetic if you swing in with it, otherwise you just lose a random Ox. And you get
you don't attack with this Featherfall.
For 5. You get in 5 points.
Mm-hmm. Oh, just going with the bird.
Interesting.
I would have gone with at least the 13-15.
That's not sufficiently aggressive enough.
I guess I was worried about losing the 13-15, and it's like I win as long as I keep this thing.
So it's nice to have it on the defense, but oh man, I think that's so wrong. And Simon again hitting both the hubs at once rather than one at a time.
Mm-hmm. It doesn't matter because Blues is out of cards, but still. Okay, so Warded Tome Cantrips doesn't really have options other than that. Reinvent for hopefully Servant of Armageddon this time. But I guess if Blues' plan is to just swing with the bird, maybe not as useful. But like, man, everything being based on combat really hurts this deck when you're facing against the Oxen squad.
Yeah, no, this is just such an awkward position to be in. I don't even think like it's objectively a bad one. It's just a really awkward spot to be in. I wouldn't want to be in either of these players' shoes. I would probably more want to be in Simon's shoes because I feel a little bit more confident about some of the game state things. But
I think the main thing is now like Sky Cruiser becomes good because you can block the bird and start swinging in with it. You can also just, if you don't have any other mana sinks, you can just start pumping stuff into it. I'm looking at Simon's stuff here. Facsimile of Divinity actually seems like a pretty good choice. Like you just bring it down, shoot face or a bird, and then it's...
You can't shoot the bird because they're all...
Everything's hexproof. They're all hexproof. So then you just shoot face, gain 4, and if Blues chooses...
You open 11/11 flyer. Yeah, that's fine. You're against the clock, because if Blues top decks an Ethereal Armor, you die on spot. There's a couple of auras that Blues could draw that just immediately make your life hell. If
So
Blues draws
obviously
an
the
out-of-body...
servant is better. The
Yeah.
servant. Oh, I guess
Um,
ethereal armor doesn't help you against. Sorry, if he draws ethereal armor, servant of Armageddon doesn't help. But he's
yeah.
getting the gilded gear Hulk. I still feel like these are not the right choices.
This one is entirely defensible, because this has haste, and this just shrunk Blues' board insanely. You no longer actually die on the crackback. So now you can just swing in with both Platinum Colossus and Gilded Gear Hulk. Blues can't kill the Platinum Colossus, and you're forcing in, like, easily 10 plus. Well, you're forcing in around 10 damage, realistically, because I don't think Blues is going to fully chunk the Platinum Colossus.
Why can't Blues kill on the crack? If Blues top decks ethereal, I guess the idea is if Blues top decks an ethereal armor, you're dead anyways. So might as well.
Oh, you know what was a huge punt, actually? Blues shouldn't have Tether of Simplicity the Union Rail Strikebreaker.
Should have tethered what the
Slawfield Workgate has text, which is weird, I know.
return another target enchantment you control to its owner's hand.
So you could have bounced the Ethereal Armor.
Good point. Good point.
Since we're talking about the best way to draw an Ethereal Armor here.
Oh lord.
Or even, like, bounce the Mystic Mantle, and then you draw, like...
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So bouncing an aura, 100% what
seems
Blues.
way stronger.
But yeah, I still think Facsimile of Divinity, just because like,
The life game's nice. I think taking the Ethereal Armor off the table is probably the best thing.
Yeah, it makes sense now that I think about Slaffield, because then you're in a position if Blues top decks a land you die. So that it becomes a lot more defensible. Yeah, fair. But
I don't know. I have never seen Blues do the Slawfield line. It's possible that he hasn't encountered a situation where he needs to do that yet. But even now, minus Ethereal
around
Armor,
to like what I was saying about the usual way to play your deck just sticks in so many players' minds.
absolutely. You get very comfortable with your deck's lines, and I think the thing that really rewards deck mastery is when you've played your deck enough that you know how each of the cards interacts with each other, and fully how to utilize all of your cards to maximize your advantage. And top decks, the Ethereal Armor, Simon said, none of this mattered anyway.
Jesus.
That's goddamn magic for you. Oh my god.
Well,
that's the game.
Mm-hmm.
And see,
Man,
if we had just gone back in time to some of those earlier moments, I don't know. I
feel like this so much looked like Simon's game, and then Blues just hit the natural top deck Featherfall, and it was just like, well, okay. Sometimes you do hit that 1 in 4, that one of your 4 main cards chance, I guess. So I'm going to drag over the deck list so we can look at sideboards. I'm going to start off with Blues's right here.
So I'm going to give an unfortunate bit of lore. Simon, when building his sideboard, said, I think I just need to punt the Blues matchup. So we're going to see the consequences of that decision.
Jesus. Okay. Blues' sideboard, Demon Worthy? Is it worth bringing? I think you bring that in over the Pithwilts for sure, right?
So the thing you first want to do is you want to start by bringing in the Potions of Inhibition. I'm not a huge fan of those in general, but bringing them in this matchup is the correct time. You also bring in both of the Conjuring Blows.
Yeah, Conjuring.
Because that just can blow up Simon's entire mana base. So with those 4, you're now out of Pithwilts. I think you might want to start cutting Tether of Simplicities. I'm really not a fan of them in this matchup. I might be wrong, though. I haven't really played this matchup.
Deem just seems so much better. Because, like...
So Deem is better versus some of the threats and worse versus others. Mana efficiency is huge here, because Blues basically wants to get this game over as fast as possible.
What are you thinking instead? STT for, like, just versus combo?
No. I think if I was boarding here, I would only be boarding in Potion of Inhibition and Conjuring Locusts. Just get the Pithwilts out, do that. Don't overboard. You're a linear deck with, like, critical mass type stuff going on. You don't need to worry about it. Just go for it.
Gotcha. Let's move down to Simon's list.
Simon, I think, is going to be boarding in the Fiery Erasures and the Servants of Armageddon. I don't think Spectral Skycruiser is likely. I don't think the Counter Magic Suite makes a lot of sense here. Maybe he disagrees.
So I think you just bring in Servant, bring in Erasure, taking out
You're +4 of those. You're -4 of probably I would cut the Spectral Skycruiser
Yeah.
from the
Okay.
main deck, and I would. I don't know. I like most of these cards, unfortunately.
I think I could see bringing in
Maybe cut
two
the
fire
Colossal.
erasure, two fire erasure, one servant of Armageddon, then -2 facsimile, -1 spectral. No, facsimile's good. I don't
I
know.
think you would want to cut the Platinum. Sorry, the Colossal Achievement and the
Yeah,
Spectral Skycruiser.
Colossal Achievement,
Um,
Spectral Sky Cruiser, and then
Honestly, maybe the Precursor Sanctum
do you think it's worth going down on
or a
lands?
Brian Feet play. I mean, maybe is the question. So the game has started. We're a couple turns into it.
Oh, word. Okay, so Overgrowth
Or
Guardian.
one turn
Oh
on
no,
each
the
side.
natural Featherfall aesthetic. Blues.
And Blues did board in the Demon Worthies. But I think we're gonna have a really fast game here if Blues just goes Forest, Featherfall Aesthetic. Simon doesn't have an immediate answer, and Blues just casts Ethereal Armor. Maybe if he gets lucky and draws another land, casts either a Blissful Lull or a second Ethereal Armor, and this game is over.
I'd be kind of mad about this though, because like it's a linear deck. This happens, but it's also a linear deck where like you have 4 cards that matter, and Blues is
Yeah,
just like I will naturally draw them.
I'd be a little salty. I
I
I
think
don't love this hand from Simon. If I'm being honest,
yeah, this is definitely
this is a very slow hand.
it's kind of a sus keep because you don't have any ways of casting reinvent.
I also don't know why Simon led on the Northern Express line as a land rather than starting with the Precursor Sanctum. Um, because you. Oh, but one to cast the Union Rail Strike Breaking that was the only blue source. Jesus Christ. Oh, that's a mess.
Yeah, I think that like
Because like Simon's looking at this and he's like, well, I'll have Hub of Innovation online to start drawing cards on my third turn, but this matchup isn't about cards. It's about very specific. It's not about card quantity. It's about card quality. There's only a couple of cards out of each deck that matter, and with this hand of a clunky double reinvent opening with no second blue source, I mulligan this hand every single time.
hmm And Precursor Sanctum just bad here. Doesn't have a 4th land to actually even use it.
Mm-hmm.
The Gilded Gear Hulk is nice, but also like taking out a single ethereal armor not going to be worth. Okay, hard cast the hub. Yeah, okay, hard cast the hub. Eesh.
There's not a lot of other options.
Yeah.
And if Blues draws a land here, I think it might actually be lethal.
Well,
Okay, let's see. Well, now the question is how greedy does Blues get? I think the correct play is just cast the Ethereal Armor right now.
mhm.
I see a world in which. Okay, so Blues doesn't value the second Featherfall aesthetic.
Yep. So it's just like
Oh
speed
no,
up.
actually, also double Featherfall doesn't even work. Alright, so yeah, that was a very fast 2-0. Um,
Oof.
brutal games. Blues deck is a deck to be very scared of if you don't have a large amount of point and click removal.
hmm
But that was also a very rough showing from Simon's deck.
Yeah, and I also think that like Simon definitely could have played some of those moments better, but like it happens to us all, and it's only the first match of a tournament, so
Yeah,
no hard
I don't.
feelings there.
Yeah, I don't think either of this reflects on Simon's deck quality particularly, and I'll be very curious to see where things go.
Yeah, as for
Um,
Blues' deck, I mean, he's been putting in the reps during League, and so hopefully we get to see how this refined version plays out over the course of a full GP.
yep. All right. I'm gonna head out.
But yeah, until next time, this is Caillou signing off.